record. Yeah, I'm going to record. And I want to welcome everyone for the Poet in the Spotlight. And tonight is May 24th, 2022. And we are focusing on Meher Baba's poems when he wrote in the pen name of Huma. And there is a book out. It's the Book of Huma, Poems of Meher Baba, translation and introduction from Paul Smith. Maybe others have places that they're finding it. Rosalie, is there some place that you're finding, you're muted too, that you're finding Huma poems?
Well, when I think of Huma, I just think Avatar Baba.
Yeah.
What comes to my mind is something he said as a child, before he was so-called, I mean, this is the Avatar as a child. He was in St. Vincent's, and he had an incredible memory, especially for poetry. And the Christian brother accused him of cheating. And he said, "No, I did not cheat." And the brother says, "You did cheat. Hold your hand out." And he was whipping him with that wicked little stick or whatever they use, little twig, very painful. And the brother saw that he was wrong. And he said, "Oh, Merrill, please forgive me, forgive me." And Baba says, "What is there to forgive? It is all right. It was a mistake. It is forgotten and forgiven." That's poetry to me. When I heard that, it rang in my mind like, it changed my life, And the other thing being Ishiake. I could do no better than Ishiake. It's my favorite all time.
Well, I'm going to start with one, and we'll just, Eva says that she doesn't have access to anything, which is understandable, which is perfectly fine. I'm going to read one, and I made a note that I read this in Arti, Morning Arti, on 8/12 of 2020. And it says, coronavirus quarantine 20 weeks now. So a lot of times when I would read things, I'd make a note, and that's kind of special to me because you know, we've come a long way in Arti now. Where to go? For wherever I am going, there you are. To forget you, I tried, but in my heart here you are. Oh, lover, how long in this false dream will you sleep? No thought to what you must do. A shirker you are. I was woken by your voice, and to you I'm now going. Disasters everywhere. I don't know where you are. And because it's a small group, and I'm going to read it a second time, and I'll encourage everybody to read things twice because you just get more out of it, especially when you're listening and you can't see the words.
Gayle, before you read, so these are poems or ghazals that Baba wrote when he was a young man, is that right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh, and so he was like in his 20s?
Yes. At the back of it, I'll read. It says, Merwan S. Harani, 1894 to 1969, known worldwide as Meher Baba, took Huma, in parentheses, must mean Phoenix, I didn't know that, as his Takalas or pen name when he composed enlightened ghazals in a mixture of Persian, Urdu, Hindi, and Gujarati in his 20s as a realized disciple of the Kutub or perfect master Upasni Maharaj, and also later on. He knew the ghazals of Hafiz by heart, as did his father, the dervish Shahryar Irani, who had originally walked to Pune from India, from Khurramshah in Iran. Marwan went on to reveal himself as the perfect master, Kutab, and later also declared himself as the Rasul, or the Messiah avatar. The correct rhyme structure has been kept, as well as the beauty and meaning of these important, beautiful, inspiring, mystical poems. Okay, so that gives us a little more context, and I'll read it again. There are no titles, I don't think, in any of these. Where to go? For wherever I am going, there you are. To forget you, I tried, but in my heart, here you are. Oh, lover, how long in this false dream will you sleep? No thought to what you must do, a shirker, you are. I was woken by your voice, and to you I'm now going. Disasters everywhere. I don't know where you are. But I will say that we know where Baba is. Baba is always here, and things, no matter, I heard in the RT earlier this morning, no matter how bad things are, they are better than they would have been had Baba not come and taken on all the suffering that he did for the benefit of us all. So Baba is here with us, and he never comes and he never goes because he's always present. Does anyone have something they'd like to read?
So I don't have the book, Gail. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's more than acceptable to come and participate by listening. When we go to concerts, there are 8 people on the stage and 100,000 people in the audience, listeners. So all of us are listeners. It's great. I can go on with more. People feel pleased to bathe in the holy Ganges water. Ganges bathes in blood. The who from love was spiller. God always takes care of one who loves city lives. Tell who follow law, read Quran, renounce self. Preacher. Let Maya commit suicide. Let this world be its grave. By year's end, problems end, and only God be the stayer. Let the Almighty and companion Baba fulfill all this. And as the new year begins, manifestation, silence, breaker. And the reason I say some words like water, spiller, preacher is because they're in the center on one line. So they're meant to be separate. And so I say them a little louder because they're separate and meant to be, I guess, emphasized. So I'll read it again. People feel pleased to bathe in the holy Ganges water. Ganges bathes in blood of who from love was spiller. God always takes care of one who in love's city lives. Tell who follow law, read Quran, renounce self, preacher. Let Maya commit suicide. Let this world be its grave by year's end. Problems end. Only God be the stayer. Let the Almighty and companion Baba fulfill all this. And as New Year begins, manifestation, silence, breaker. And I have to say, I'm so grateful to Rosalie Margaret, who has told us that we don't have to understand. And I certainly take that. I mean, a lot of these I just don't understand. But I know there's benefit. I know Baba wrote these, and so I'll just take it that I don't understand. But I'm glad if Baba left these poems for us, they are for us. Looks like Shelley's got something. Go ahead, Shelley.
Okay. I also agree that you don't have to understand. I remember the first time I read God Speaks, it was in a group. And I say there were about 10 of us, and we would read every half page 3 times going around the room. And there was a period of time where people just wanted to ask questions and questions and questions. And then we kind of decided there's no point to it, because you're going to get 10 different opinions. You're going to get 10 different opinions of what Baba was talking about. So to me, and I know this isn't Huma, I'm sorry, that there was no point to it, number one. And number two, for me, God Speaks was always like music and poetry in and of itself. And it just flowed in such a beautiful way that to me, it was just let it flow in and surround me instead of trying to figure it all out. So yeah, I think it's completely legitimate not to understand. With that, I also didn't have a Huma book, but I searched online for a while and I did find something that gave me 10 poems. And they're translated by Nashua Nalavala. And this is called, he did title it, I don't know if it was there before, but it's titled Freedom. There is mourning in the house, where yesterday there was celebration. What can I say, friend, of the ruin that was wrought? Those who slept in luxury now lie in dust. The hard earth is their bed, the brick their headrest. It's a torment to be denied union, yet I cannot stop loving. When there's a storm within, why chase after a hurricane? Either give me death or give me unity. This I beseech you, O just one. Man's most difficult task is to be free of passion. Huma is grateful to God for releasing him from all desires. Should I read it again?
Yes, I think we'll always read them twice. And once you're done, if you will spell Nashawan's, Naravala's name, then maybe Eva and others can look those up, because his name is not, it's not like an American name where you know how to spell Stephen Smith.
Yeah, like I would look, this isn't how I found it. I came across it a different way.
Okay.
But if you look up Nashua Nalavala, which I will spell later, and Huma, then maybe you'll get to his translations. There are 10 of them.
Can I ask you guys a question? Are you hearing a high-pitched sound, or is it just me?
It might be.
I'm hearing one.
No. Sometimes if there are people unmuted, then it makes a high-pitched sound. It's probably better
I need to mute
unless they're reading. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to read it again. There is mourning in the house, where yesterday there was celebration. What can I say, friend, of the ruin that was wrought? Those who slept in luxury now lie in dust. The hard earth is their bed, the brick their headrest. It's a torment to be denied union, yet I cannot stop loving. When there's a storm within, why chase after a hurricane? Either give me death or give me unity. This I beseech you, O just one. Man's most difficult task is to be free of passion. Huma is grateful to God for releasing him from all desires. Jai Baba. So
I want to hear it a third time. I mean, these are complex. I would love to hear it again. You read it beautifully.
Thank you. Okay, I have to go back to it. Okay, here we go. There is mourning in the house, where yesterday there was celebration. What can I say, friend, of the ruin that was wrought? Those who slept in luxury now lie in dust. The hard earth is their bed, the brick their headrest. It's a torment to be denied union, yet I cannot stop loving. When there's a storm within, why chase after a hurricane? Either give me death or give me unity. This I beseech you, O just one. Man's most difficult task is to be free of passion. Huma is grateful to God for releasing him from all desires.
That is so very beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And
Oh, yeah, I like that one a lot. Yeah.
I like that part about when there's a storm within, why go chasing after tornadoes?
Yeah,
I didn't say it exactly right, but
that's okay.
Said hurricane, and I'm not chasing after hurricanes. I can. Since living here 23 years, I shudder when they say one's coming.
okay. Let's see. I'll read one. It will ruin you if you fall in love with Maya. You'll be dragged away from love, left a pauper. Surrender to the perfect master and be covered in jewels of spirituality, of the rich, even richer. The angel of death will have no power over you. It's up to you now. To this, always remember. And again, it will ruin you if you fall in love with Maya. You'll be dragged away from love, left a pauper. Surrender to the perfect master and be covered in jewels of spirituality, of the rich, even richer. The angel of death will have no power over you. It's up to you now. To this, always remember. There's just something about these. They really are. They're Baba. And it's really amazing that we've got these records in this Advent. It's just absolutely amazing. Shelley, I didn't take your hand up from before. Do you have another one, or are your hand down?
Oh, I can read another if you like, but maybe someone else wants to read. Is there anybody else?
Anybody else want to?
I looked online but couldn't find any. What's the website, Shelley?
That's the thing, I don't remember.
Okay.
I just put in there Huma poems, and first I just got the books and where you can get the books, and then I said Huma poems by Meher Baba, and that might have been it.
Oh, okay.
By wording it differently, but I also put Nashawan's name in there, so you might be able to get it. I put it on the chat. If you put
Thank
Huma
you.
poems,
Thank
Nashawan, you could try.
Okay.
Huma does mean phoenix, so coming out of the ashes, the truth coming out of the ashes. It's such a beautiful image. Yeah, I personally, I love Baba's humorous ones. So when you say Huma, to me it's Baba. So what I favor what Baba writes, but he wrote a little note to Harry Kenmore was leaving India. And Baba said, leave your heart and mind in Mehrabad and Merazad. Take your mind leave your heart in Mehrabad and Merazad. Take your mind and body to New York. Inwardly eat only Baba. outwardly steaks and pork. To me,
Read it
that's
again.
profound. That's profound.
Will you read that again?
Leave your heart in Meribad and Merazad. Take your mind and body to New York. Inwardly eat only Baba. Outwardly steaks and pork.
Everything that Baba's written is certainly a fair game in a Huma poet spotlight for sure.
But his humor, and I love that his punning was exquisite. You know, some people don't like puns, but I think they're like, it's almost like the best part of childhood to hear a pun and to enjoy it, and you know, in all its quote silliness.
Baba didn't like us garlic faced. You know, he talked about, I mean, I'd never heard the phrase garlic faced before, but he realized we can certainly get there. And he did everything. He kept a lot of upbeat things. And he always told the Mandali that people being cheerful around him helped him enormously. That in doing his work, and of course when they saw, especially, well, just all throughout his life, how he punished his body, he gave his all. It was, you know, they had to consciously keep on that pleasant face, that happy face. Don't worry, be happy helps Baba. There are lots and lots of pages where there are two lines, and so I'm going to read one. So I don't know what two lines is called. Two-line poem, I guess. Prepare yourself. Make yourself to now be ready. Listen to what comes through beloved's silence. And again, prepare yourself, make yourself to be now ready. Listen to what comes through beloved's silence. This was years before anyone knew that he was going to keep silence, from 1926 on. And he gave us lots.
Sorry, it was 25? Yeah.
And we had years and years and years of his silence, which makes silence really, it has really turned silence around for me coming to Meher Baba.
Well, I heard Mara say that his taking silence was his crucifixion. He was very outgoing, very playful, I mean, he was like a supreme version of Mani. You know, he just pouring over with life. It's interesting. I don't know if you all saw that film of Mara talking about the accident. Well, they showed a quick glance of Mani. Looked so miserable. I could believe it, because she was feeling so bad that to not have anything wrong with her from the accident, very slight. And she felt awful about that, just awful. And it really showed on her face. She was very good at keeping that smiling face, cheerful, extremely good, you know, like a perfectionist at it, you know. But boy, it showed in that. She was, whoa.
It looks like Elizabeth has something. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
I just had a comment. So two lines is called a couplet. So that's what Baba was writing, couplets. it might have been called Bayat, B-A-Y-T, or Mizrat. Those are also terms used in Persian poetry, but I'm not an expert on that. I just know those are two types of things that he could have been writing. But couplets, there are a lot.
What's Mizrat? What's Mizrat?
I have to look it up, Rosalie. It's in the Green Sea of Heaven in the footnotes, and so is the other one. But it's related to rhyme and meter and the line. So yeah, I'm very interested in structure poetry. So for me, it's good to see, and of course I can't see it because I don't have a copy. But so it sounds like he was writing couplets, just like Rumi wrote couplets and Hafiz wrote couplets. And there were, just a different forms. And I would say it's similar to like a haiku, which is 3 lines. But, but as I listened to these, what it sounds like to me that Baba was doing was talking to himself. So early on, to me, it sounds like his own self-development, and listening to Beloved's silence. It's like listening to his soul before he became who he is. That's what I got out of it. That's all I had to say. Gayle, are you there?
Muted.
Sorry. I've gone back to the beginning of these couplets, and it says Kitas, Qit apostrophe AS, and then in parentheses fragments. So he's calling these fragments, even, and they're also couplets. So and they're the most, I would guess 40% of this book is the fragments. Lots and lots of fragments. Go ahead, Shelley, and then, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to share one more, and then I am going to go to the Heartland Center meetings. Okay, this one is called The Beloved's Face. Ever since I saw the Beloved's face, its lines have etched themselves in my heart. I still nurse the wound of separation within me. It has left me broken. Flowing tresses may be a snare and a net. Those are pagan tresses, whose love, like the bulbul, has sprung from the head, bogged in the heart. When ego is erased, duality disappears. God's lover is himself God. This is the heart's only home, the heart in the lover in the heart. O seeker, you make a show of public worship, then claim your share of desires. The true lover carries within him, in secret, the name of God. Sorry, I lost my place. Sorry. Strange are the ways of the enlightened ones. They weep and laugh in one breath, scorn on the lip, grace in the heart, profanity on the tongue, and praise in the heart. I'll read it once more. Ever since I saw the Beloved's face, its lines have etched themselves in my heart. I still nurse the wound of separation within me. It has left me broken. Flowing tresses may be a snare and a net. Those are pagan tresses, whose lure, like the bulbul, has sprung from the head, bogged in the heart. When ego is erased, duality disappears. God's lover is himself God. This is the heart's only home, the heart in the lover, and the lover in the heart. O seeker, you make a show of public worship, then claim your share of desires. The true lover carries within him, in secret, the name of God. Strange are the ways of the enlightened ones. They weep and laugh in one breath, scorn on the lip, grace in the heart, profanity on the tongue, praise in the heart.
I was looking at that one, Shelley. It's beautiful. But I show one more part here.
Do you?
Do you want me to read it?
Absolutely.
Okay. It's right after praise in the heart. Some say God dwells in the temple. Others put him in the mosque. What do you seek abroad, ignorant one? Realize, O Huma, God is within you. That is so beautiful.
Read it again.
Sure. Some say God dwells in the temple. Others put him in the mosque. What do you seek abroad, ignorant one? Realize, O Huma, God is within you.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely correct. My husband made this as a Word document for me, and I do remember reading those lines that you just read, but somehow it didn't show up here. So I'm so glad that you read it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for finding it. That's how I found this.
Yeah.
We're better together. Enjoy,
Yes.
Shelley. I'll probably see you there, but I'm going to hang as long as anyone wants to do Huma, we'll do an hour of Huma, and then I'll join Heartland.
I'm going to go as well,
Okay.
Gail. So
Okay,
this
Barbara,
was
thank
very
you.
nice, though. I enjoyed it.
Thank you for
I
doing
might get the book.
Yeah.
Okay, Baba.
Thank you. See you at RT.
it, Baba.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.